in this situation, when your general manager says, he did some good things for us last year, and we anticipate he could, I want to read this, he could still do some good things moving forward. This is a 17-year future Hall of Famer that we're talking about in Big Ben Roethlisberger, and you're saying he could still possibly do some good things? No. We need you to do some good things in order for us to be successful, in order for us to get to where we are trying to go. Why? Because when I look in this division and I'm upper management and I see the Bengals, who were in last place, and they have arguably the best quarterback in that division in Joe Burrow, it went healthy, and then you have a unanimous MVP in Baltimore, your rivals there, literally, and then you have Baker Mayfield, who's on the resurgence, and he's progressing his team under Kevin Stefanski, winning their first playoff game against Ben Roethlisberger, who played poorly in that game. And then you have Big Ben, who has regressed. And he has not only regressed, he regressed at the most inopportune time. And when you have a team full of youthful players, you can't have a quarterback regressing. You have to have a quarterback that's going to make them better, that's going to progress what we're trying to get done. Because just getting to the playoffs, just having winning records, just being a franchise that's always there, that's not what the Steelers are all about. They're about winning, Joy.
Preach, Greg. That's absolute truth. That is the absolute truth. It is not good enough to make the playoffs in Pittsburgh. You win championships in Pittsburgh. And they didn't just lose in the playoffs. They got handed a big old L by Lil Bro in the division, Cleveland Browns, and none of us will forget it. I certainly won't. I had a bad night. That's all I do is talk trash about Cleveland. And Brandon, to your point about the Steelers passing the torch onto the next quarterback, you're right. But Ben Roethlisberger poured Iron City beer all over the torch, so there's no flame. He's the one that kept them from bringing someone in to develop. So they're in this situation because of Ben for multiple reasons. And look, Ben has contributed an incredible amount to that organization. He's obviously a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. We know all that. But this is a what have you done for me lately league. And the way that season ended was a disaster. And I don't necessarily know. We know that the running game wasn't great, but how much did Ben want to throw it? We know that quarterbacks want to throw the ball. So how much say did he have in the way that went down? I thought they should have moved on, or at least brought in someone 2 years ago last year when he was injured. We got to watch Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges. And for some reason, somebody still thinks Mason Rudolph is the next guy in Pittsburgh. I don't know why. And Dwayne Haskins is there, but I don't think he's ready to be a franchise quarterback. The Steelers are in a bad situation. Again, I think Ben will be back next year just because of money and because they don't have someone. But I think that they should be very aggressive right now in figuring out what they're going to do post Ben Roethlisberger. And I don't think that the answer is in the building.
Look, Kevin Colbert, he handled this perfectly. He basically put it out there that, we're going to look at our options. We're going to go and scour the league, see if we can get a better option than Ben Roethlisberger next year. We also want to talk to him about renegotiating his contract so the cap hit isn't as bad. We'll put some dummy years on there, spread it out. And if we can't, get a better option, he left the door open to bring Big Ben back. And I think that's what will happen. Look, you guys said it. The Steelers are about winning. It does mean something that Mike Tomlin has never had a losing record. If they're going into next season saying this, what quarterback gives us the best chance of winning? And they can't bring in Deshaun Watson or somebody from the outside. That's Ben Roethlisberger. I'm not talking about building around him for the next 5 years. I'm talking about next season. Would I rather have Dwayne Haskins, Mason Rudolph, or Ben Roethlisberger? Ben did have some good moments. Didn't he throw for 340 and 3 touchdowns against Indianapolis in a big game at the end of the season? I know the playoffs ended badly, but if they shore up their running game, don't throw it as much. I don't care if Ben wants to throw it 40 times a game. We don't have to do what he wants. He has been humbled. The fact that he's talking about renegotiating his contract, he's been humbled. So he will listen if we say, look, we got to run it more. We have to have more balance. This is going to protect you. Let's let our defense do some damage. And that can they can end up having a solid season next year, and then you move on from Ben. Give yourself a year to figure out who is the heir apparent. Maybe Dwayne matures in our program. Maybe we can go get somebody else in the time being. But give yourself a little time to get that next quarterback, Brandon, before you just boot Ben out of the building.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.